So my name is Nessa Feighery. I am the UK and Ireland Financial Controller with MetLife, and I am based in Dublin. So the main purpose of my role is to ensure that we report an accurate result, financial result. So my role is completely to ensure that we are reporting correctly on obviously we're an insurance business, so our premium, our claims, if you hear of anyone having a car accident or anything like that and they put a claim in, that's the kind of insurance we'd be looking at, accidents, etc. So we need to ensure that all of the numbers behind those incidents are reported correctly. So that is my job, and to ensure that it is portrayed accurately. So everything has its place in the accounting world, and it's to ensure that everything is in the right place in the accounting world. So that's the sole job of a controller. I suppose I was quite lucky in that from an early age, I had an idea of what I wanted. I know it's not so easy for a lot of people, they don't know what they want to do, and it takes many years to come around to that. I did have a love of numbers. I loved maths when I was in school. I loved business studies when I was in school, and I loved accounting, which we didn't have accounting as a subject when I was in secondary school. But we showed a good interest and got enough numbers, so they ended up hiring a teacher to teach us accounting when I was in secondary school, so it worked out well. But I was lucky. I know a lot of people are not sure what they want to do, but I do think if you're not sure, business studies and that kind of area is always a good base for anything you go on to do, whether it's in accounting or in any other area, any other career. It's a very good general base. And very good knowledge to have is business studies, which is more not so much around the numbers, but around strategy and business in general. But it's always a good one. I was lucky in that, obviously, as I mentioned, it is what I wanted to do. I did quite well in school in those subjects, so it was a given. That's what I was going to go into. To get to the role that I'm in today, I've gone through many stages and many jobs before I've landed here. That's one thing. Experience is everything. Getting your foot in the door of somewhere that will give you experience is always a benefit. But move around, get as much experience as you can. I've been in a number of jobs and a number of different areas in finance to learn as much as I can. And you get to know what you like and what you don't like. In finance is a huge area, and a lot of different areas you can work in finance. You don't even have to work in finance. There's a lot of accountants I worked with previously, a marketing manager that was an accountant. You can end up in all different areas, but it's a great base and knowledge to have no matter where you end up in your career. So to be more specific, so as I've mentioned in my previous answer, I always wanted to be an accountant. So that goes without saying. But what type of an accountant? Because as I've mentioned, there are a lot of different areas. The job I'm in today is not something that when I was in college or when I started out my work experience that I said I want to be a controller. It never entered my head. It's where I've landed, and I really enjoy my job, which is a benefit. But I think when you start out, as you gain experience, you'll get to know what you like, as I've mentioned, what you like, what you dislike, and maybe where you want to end up. I would like to say I'm relatively at a middle stage of my career. I'm still a little bit on hopefully the younger side. So this may not be where I stop. I'm not sure what the next path will hold for me, whether it's to remain in the controllers or to branch out a little bit more in finance to another area, which I may possibly do. But if you just go for as much experience as you can, use your own judgment in terms of moving around. Prior to MetLife, I've been with MetLife 8 years and have moved around within MetLife, got massive experience, which is why I'm here 8 years. But prior to that, most of my jobs, 4 years maximum, and I moved on. It depends on whether you have the opportunities to grow, whether you like the role, dislike the role. You'll know what's best for you as you go through your career. You can be very lucky. I have been very lucky in all of my jobs in terms of meeting, good managers, good people, working with really good teams, getting really good experience. It won't be all a walk in a park. You will have challenges. You will have people that, you may not get on with. You will have people that you will make friends for life out of. But it's all a growing and learning experience. So the most challenging is that, like I've mentioned, I'm 8 years in MetLife. I'm 8 years in the controller's function, just growing and moving around within the function. But every day I learn something new. So there's no point in my job where I say I know everything, because I don't. I just got promoted to this role last year, and within the last 12 months, I've learned so much. And over the next 12, with a lot of different projects and that we have going on, I know I will learn a lot more. So every day is a challenge, and like that, it's just settling into the role and taking each challenge as it comes, not getting stressed out. These are things I've learned as I've gone along my career. But the rewarding part of it is when you overcome the challenges, when you achieve something you haven't achieved before, when you learn something new, be it small, be it big, everything is a reward. And for me on the UK business, because it is so big and we're all about reporting and reporting results, and luckily the UK results can be quite good. It's when they go to senior management and it filters back down that what I've put my work into, I can see it all the way up and getting the recognition from senior leaders as well. So it's rewarding in that way, that I don't feel like what I do every day is a waste. I can see where it goes. I can see how it impacts the business, and I can see my hard work paying off, basically. So it's definitely rewarding that way. The main thing is, if you have an interest in maths, if you have an interest in accounting, an interest in maths may not lead you down the accounting route, or an interest in accounting may not lead you down an accounting route. But if that's something that you enjoy, like I said, I loved maths in school. I loved numbers. I loved working with numbers. Look into it. As you come along and you're doing obviously you're in school and you're looking for your future, towards your future and college, possibly, or whatever course or whatever route you go down. Take the opportunities you can get. Like, if you want to pursue something in maths, it doesn't necessarily have to be in finance. It could be actuarial. I know we'll have some videos with actuaries as well. But take the opportunities, get as much experience as you can. If you can at all, work experience is always a good one. When I was in school, we had opportunities to get a summer job. I chose to try get into an office or back office area where I could get some exposure to, not necessarily, I wasn't doing accounting then because I was only in school, but just that surrounding. A lot of people I don't want to sit at a desk from 9 to 5 from Monday to Friday. I actually really enjoy sitting at a desk from 9 to 5, but everyone's different. Everyone will have their own preference. But if you can at all, get some experience at an early age to see, do you like it? Is that something you want to pursue? And hopefully it will work out for you. But give school your everything is what I'd say as well. Like, I had a good time in school. I repeated my final exams when I was in school. I didn't really need to, but I decided to go back for next year. I was very young. I was only 17. But give school your all. It will pay off in the long run. Very easy for me to say that now. Have been out of school for 20 years. When I was in school, I wouldn't have listened to that advice, but it'll definitely pay off in the long run.